Welcome back to Eremos Prime. This is a Factorio Space Age mod planet with kind of a wave defense theme. It's been a little while since we've been here. I figured if I was going to say wave defense speedrunner plays wave defense mod planet, I should do some wave defense speedruns, so we did that. And yeah, it's got a bit of a wave defense feel, also got a little bit of an escape room feel. Last time we built, that little bit of terrible little sushi base that we looked at, we're trying to figure out how to get this core extractor to work, which needed lubricant, which we will definitely talk about very shortly. We've got this sushi belt of stuff that's just kind of turning up from the other areas we've been to. We're also getting power through. We could also take fluids through. We haven't done that. And then these other areas are places which we have previously been where we built some stuff and have moved away from them, although we can still, I think I want these chips at this point. Could you guys make these chips for me? Thanks. And we can deletion planner miners so that they don't produce stuff depending on how much are you... Okay, no, the coal buffer is not too full. Things could jam up, could be a bit of a problem. But yeah, gotta go and figure out what else we can build and make other things work and all of that kind of stuff. Hey, actually, let's, I realized afterwards there was this area entry message which we just completely skipped past last time, so let's also read that. The engineers discovered that those creatures, the creatures that are attacking us, the creatures that are attacking us now, they've definitely got a bit of a Starship Troopers theme. These bunkers are doing okay. We still get spat at. We still get a couple of these guys that end up outranging our turrets. Reasons why flamethrowers could be pretty big. And then there's another guy over the other side as well. Where are you? We definitely could have done that better if we had been able to see where they are. I think I'm going to chalk that up to just natural bug evasiveness. It was also a pretty aliens thing to not be able to tell where these guys were. But yeah, I was talking about something else, I've forgotten what it was, no big deal. Oh, here are the two cars. I thought I had more than two cars. Anyway, it was going to happen eventually. We have been given Petrochem by the mod, which means now we can go and build a whole pile of things. So let's go and make a little in-game menu for things we want. We can get flamethrower towers, which are going to help with the range. We can get ourselves some electric engines for the drone parts to actually get robots, which will be cool. We've got some modules turning up over here. There were at one point some modules in my handcrafting queue. Let's see if we can just go and find any more green chips so we can just keep building modules we're going to need. That's going to be helpful. Can we... Yeah, we've got enough for this. If we do this kind of 1 speed, 1 prod, 3.8 coils into 4.4 coils, so that should give us more stuff out, which should directly translate to us getting more stuff. And then let's give this guy a little loop so they can also grab... Okay, we're going to use faster sodas for this because that's what we got. And yeah, the objectives we have... What are the objectives for this area? Let's go and check the objectives for this area. Do I have... I don't remember whether or not I have... I probably have a radar on me. Yeah, reasons why we would like all these bots are to clear out all these rocks. I don't really feel like doing that myself. But somewhere down here there's this terminal that says we need to connect some stuff, we need to repair the core extractor, which we've done, and we are only a tiny amount through making the core extractor work. We also need to store a lot more oil. We're taking damage. There's another objective. That's right, we were halfway through reading the scenario entry message when I got distracted by something else. Yeah, this core extractor looks like it's just firing random ores around the place. So it looks like we're going to have to do a sushi mining smelting thing there, which is fine, but also we would like to be able to, not have these guys doing all this all the time. Getting some decent range up would be good. Yeah, let's go back to reading the rest of this thing. The engineers have discovered that those creatures are drawn to machine vibration. So what did they do? They built a massive driller to lure them out and take down their leader. It didn't go as planned. The mission failed, but we won't. This time we'll finish what they started. Let's make some noise. So we're going to have a bug leader run at us. I am okay with that, I think. Let's have... Yeah, other things we want most of the things we want over here include engines. So give me all of these. And we're just going to start off by making all of these kind of handcraft in a way. I want the gears. Yeah, whatever. Okay, give me all of this stuff. We made 6 of these. This guy This guy here could be a flamethrower turret into which we can fire all the stuff because it's already getting some of the things from the belt. And if we gave you like so, then you would be able to get everything except the engines, which we can still just monitor how many flamethrower turrets we need because these guys are very steel rich. And then I think also, do we want to keep... That's going to do what it needs to. Yeah, do we want to keep making engines? Let's pretend we want to keep making engines. Because all of these guys, yeah, continuing to outrange us is a little bit of a shame. And then other things, we want the electric engines. Can we put... Are we using these yellow bullets for anything? I don't know that we are. I think we're going to turn this guy into yellow engines. Let's make flamethrowers faster. Let's make these guys with some small amount of productivity. And then this lubricant, which we've got over here, can do a thing. I will need pipes. Give me pipes. Why are you not? Oh, because we're still waiting for iron to turn up. Not super surprising. Wait, we've got a whole lot of stuff over here, don't we? Yeah, we've got coal and we've got steel. Give me these green chips as well, because other things we can now have include... Actually, we could have had poison capsules this whole time, couldn't we? Cool, so we're going to make some poison capsules. There's still a lot of iron and copper in here as well. So I think we do want to turn a lot of this into... Like, steel is the thing that we're really going to care about if we want poison capsules and slowdown capsules, and also other things that I've decided I wanted include... Because we've got a flamethrower in our inventory somewhere, we should make sure that we get flamethrower fuel. So let's have... Okay, we don't have enough boxes, and we need to power this guy as well. Cool. Yeah, we need to do our hotbars differently again as well, but whatever. Okay, so we've got flamethrower fuel, which is great. We've got more speed modules, which is great. These guys are getting all of the green chips they need. We've got all of the engines coming out that we want. You needed these engines. Flamethrowers also needed these engines. Let's go see... Where is it? Is it all the way over here? It's this... It's not that guy. Yeah, let's throw out... We do have a poison capsule. Oh, it's this guy standing right in front of me. So poison capsules do appear to be doing some good work, which is nice. These guys are all attacking walls, which is fine. Let's just see if poison capsules are going to deal with everyone. It's not going to be the... they're losing health pretty slowly. No big deal. Fire and poison capsules go together pretty well. The thing I would really like is to figure out how to get these flamethrowers into play, and maybe... That's some pretty dramatic music. Oh yeah, batteries. And then outputs. Okay, give me these guys back. There's no way we actually need... That is pretty loud music, isn't it? There's no way we need all of this plastic, but also whatever. Let's move this guy around. Do we have... Steel. Still steel. You're making more stuff. Steel is a thing we want. Steel is a thing we continue to want because we want the flamethrower turrets. And then we wanted batteries. Oh yeah, for which I just wanted more chem plants? Okay, let's not be doing all of that work. Oh yeah, we never actually set up the automated engines production, of which I'm not sure whether I really care about or not, but we're going to do it. Here? Sure. Okay. Because you guys can also just grab anything you want from this belt, which is mostly going to be steel, and then also grab the pipes and things you want, and we're going to need another one of these guys over here. Do we just also drop more steel in? I think we drop more steel in. Do we want regular sodas or not? I don't care about that. The thing we want to do first is figure out where we can have acid and explosives and... yeah, acid. The thing I said first. Acid first, and then also... These all should move up really one, shouldn't they? If we move these up one... Yeah. Um, yeah, this music being louder than the alerts of buildings being destroyed is not super fantastic. But whatever, should we go and deal with that? Probably we should. I would like to get these guys running first, which means that we're going to need to jump here some coal, which should be arriving on the belt, to here. Yeah, those alerts, whatever. Can you be putting stuff in a box? Can you also just be having the iron that you want? Is this a good place for it? We will need another chem plant somewhere. That's a... Yeah, whatever. I'm making all these green chips. I don't really want to be making all those green chips. If you guys couldn't... Oh, that was my last flamethrower fuel. We need to go back and get more flamethrower fuel. Oh, this guy's attacking me, which is... Oh, no, we left the car. We had the car destroyed. That's all pretty unfortunate. Could we have done this better? As long as we don't lose any flamethrower turrets. Okay, so that's fine. I think we should have a couple of flamethrower turrets. We've still got the other car down here. We can have a backup car at some point as well, because we got all of these guys. So let's not really worry about that too much. The thing we did want is, yeah, flamethrowers. Where can we put flamethrowers? Do we need... No, they're fine. Oh, these guys, yeah. We need to reorganize our hotbars a little as well. You can have... Oh, you were one of the big guys that actually needed real damage. Okay, let's see if we've got any more flamethrower fuel, which we do. We also, yeah, we want you making acid. We wanted somewhere, and it might be here, a dude making batteries. And then... all of this, yeah, because we've got everything else we need to make batteries on this belt. If we just had a couple of boxes, which we can manage. We're going to need more boxes than that. Box here, box here. This box is going to get not much iron, because we don't actually have much iron, but this should be... Yeah, that should be everything we need to start making batteries, which with the steel and the electric engines... Oh, we've lost almost every turret over here. No big deal. Not even super concerned. We're just going to put most of these back. Oh yeah, because a lot of these had red ammo in them, didn't they? We do have a turret activation delay as well, which I don't think I'm super concerned about. As long as we can get... Yeah, and then have we... We also need to make sure that the lubricant doesn't stop. Because at the moment we are backed up on the light oil, and if we run out of lubricant, then the core extractor stops running, and that's the main timer for which we are trying to get everything here, you know, done. Yeah, we need to keep that core extractor extracting. Oh, you guys are going to be in my way again. Yeah, just do all that stuff. Because what I really want to do was figure out where and how we could get some flamethrowers in range so that stuff like that stops happening. And if we go... This is going to put these flamethrowers in the same range, like the same position as these gun turrets, which I think I like, and also the one gap between the flamethrowers means that we can pull stuff down like so. And now we have flamethrower defense, which is great. We're going to need more flamethrower defense so that stuff like this doesn't happen. Oh, I picked up the flamethrowers, so I could have actually used the other flamethrower defense. Yeah, are you still going? You still need engines. That's going to give us a whole lot more flamethrowers, of which we still have another 8. We are not really worried about number of flamethrowers at the moment. What we would like, yeah, if we can find some steel and some green chips. Also, give me the rest of this iron, and also these green chips, and also this steel. Because if we can go and find, first of all, oh yeah, I guess you were sure, whatever. And then let's also limit that to 1 stack. If we can grab these batteries, we can crank a whole bunch of bots into the handcrafting queue. We could do that better, we're not going to. We could also, and maybe we do use assemblers for this because we've already filled up our handcrafting queue quite a bit. Yeah, exactly what's on this belt will change depending on whether or not we can unload and like reload the various things that are being put on it from previous areas. There's some weird box interactions and things like that, but basically landmines are going to be the other thing that we can have, which we recognize as pretty fantastic from our various speedrun techs. These guys are, yeah, this is what we wanted flamethrowers to be doing. They're doing better range stuff. They're also throwing down all the fire all the way over there, and actually I think we want flamethrowers in here as well. I think that will be pretty big. Where is this guy? Okay, yeah, because we're also already losing these turrets again. We need more of these flamethrowers everywhere. I was going to handcraft a bunch of basic inserters, so these hand-fed dudes could just output, but I don't think we're going to do that. I think maybe even because we are picking up a whole lot of stuff, I think we maybe even just go box, and then just do hand-fed iron and then a hand-fed fuel on the other side, so we can just keep pushing this. Yeah, although it only works when there's space on this belt, doesn't it? Oh well, never mind. We've got our explosives, we've got more of our bots, which is cool. Do we have enough? We have enough red chips that we could also be making some roboports if we had the steel, of which we now have boosted. Wait, don't we have some steel furnaces somewhere? If I was a steel furnace, I would not be here. Okay, fine. Maybe we don't have steel furnaces somewhere. I thought we did. So we definitely have the things to be able to make steel furnaces. Okay, keep the... I don't have... What do you need? Explosives and steel? Maybe we should have built... I'm not sure I want to be pulling all that steel off there. Anyway, let's get more of these. We're still just handcrafting all these flamethrower... All of these pipes. Yeah, we're still just handcrafting a whole pile of bot parts, which I think I'm fine with. Can I give you... I wanted these... Yeah, if I'm doing roboport things, and I think we might... Yeah, this fire is just doing really nice work. We do kind of need to connect these guys to fire as well, don't we? It's pretty important so that these guys don't end up getting... They need to be able to shoot back, otherwise they are not so happy. And then I think maybe also we just put some tanks on what we might think of as the inside of this perimeter. We don't have cliff explosives, so we don't have to worry about anything there happening, but we've now got... Yeah, ways to shoot these guys as they arrive on the side. Oh, also, Novice might be completely dead, and I'm not sure we care. We're just on this planet now, doing whatever we need to, and I guess that means we don't research the rest of the damage we want to, but whatever. How is the... Were we blocked for a while on... Maybe we were blocked on the amount of light oil we have. Okay, I think we're going to have a different plan for using up the light oil, but the other thing that I think we want to do is... yeah, get rid of... Those were a little item from the previous area. We want landmines because we do like landmines. 144 landmines is going to do a lot of work. And yeah, one of our goals is to collect a whole lot of oil. 6 per second, 8 per second, 7 per second. Yeah, all of these pump jacks are kind of garbage. So I think we need to make... I mean, we didn't unlock beacons because we just kind of rushed here from Novice, and that was kind of silly, so maybe we should. You need engines. I kind of don't want to... I don't really want to just pile all of the steel into these guys, although I'm also not necessarily opposed to it. We don't have personal bots yet, that's fine. Yeah, give me these. Give me some of these things as well. Can we get a couple more of those in the queue? Robot frames. Do we need the batteries? It's actually steel. Let's not make a billion of these things, let's just make a decent number of them, and then also let's go back to prod mods, because I think one of the things we're going to need is... Yeah, let's be trying to prod mod everything we can, and then speed mod some of the things that are good. Maybe you also deserve 2, maybe you deserve some, because... We still want all of this stuff to be producing, except we also need to be... I've given away all my fuel. Yeah, we also need to be banking oil. Where is this guy? All the way over here? And it's also one of the dudes that needs my flamethrower. You better not be attacking the car. I would be upset if you were attacking the car. Yeah, we want to be banking oil. We don't have beacons. We are extracting oil more or less as much as we can, which means that... Okay, yeah, give me these back. I think we want productivity bonuses on all our stuff. We want to be limited by the amount of, yeah, lubricant we're making, because maybe we don't want this tank. Maybe we just want to... Yeah, but then we need to... So this is also why we're using the light oil... Wait, I've got bots now. Which means we can start to get rid of this stuff in a way that isn't taking me, my personal hand mining time, because we are not going to waste our time with that. Can we... If we've got steel... Okay, maybe we just go and repurpose some of those other furnaces. I think all of the stuff that's turning up from the belt is already made into walls. I don't think we're getting any stone through here. But we kind of want to get this stuff out of our inventory. You can have iron and copper as well. Yeah, the bots are going to be putting all the turrets back and repairing everything at this point, aren't they? Not unexpected, not necessarily undesirable. Give me... Yeah, can we have it as steel being the thing that we need? I did want, I think, a couple of steel furnaces, and I'm trying to figure out what we're going to do with these. So you here are going to make me steel furnaces. We're going to cook all that stone. We're going to turn that into more steel furnaces. Yeah, we just do need to get this guy going away, and then everyone's going to get repaired and all of that stuff, which is fine. Engines are still getting made. Flamethrowers also still getting made. Oh, maybe we should also... Yeah. Yes, these are the guys that I wanted. I think we want to go steel furnace, steel furnace. I would do this with normal and sodas, except we don't have any. And then you guys can just grab whatever you like from the belt. And we will make steel... Yeah, we'll make landmines, which are going to be pretty fantastic. Is there a spot where... Here and here, if we put a box here, then this box we can put explosives in it. Cool. And then we also need more boxes, which we're going to use this iron for. And so now we've got a way to, if we just drop explosives in this box, we have automated landmines. Maybe we want to think about getting them into the next area as well. Yeah, this whole left-hand side I'm super happy with now. These guys are set back a little further. We're just cooking all these dudes before they turn up. We just need to make sure that we also bring this oil the other direction to also add flamethrowers, say, over here. If we can have the flamethrower here, we're going to make that work. We're going to have several of these guys. Okay, let's just deal with this guy. Where are... There you are. Deal with this guy first. Another flamethrower here. Having bots, enjoying that a lot. These guys like so. So now we have flamethrowers armed there. I think, do we have... Yeah, so they're overlapping, so that's nice. We could probably even go to solid walls, except I don't think I want to. Because I think I want to be even cheekier than that. I think we're going to get... Yeah, we're going to do this multi-turret thing again, although I think we're just going to presume that these turrets don't fall over. Okay. No, just, yeah, one on the outside, I reckon. And I don't know if we even bother giving them fuel. This is just so that bugs that turn up over here have things to shoot that aren't the flamethrower turrets that are important. And then we're going to want more flamethrower turrets over here, I think so. Let's just do this double thing again. That is a large enough space for me to drive a car through, which is what we're going to be thinking about. I'm pretty sure we have a large amount of all this ammunition sitting around, so whatever. Also, this piece needs to not exist. Yeah, let's not be having the bots on while all these dudes are arriving, because they might also just continue to attack stuff. Yeah, all this fire around the place, this is completely fine. And we've got landmines, and we've got more... Okay, how are we doing with the oil storage? Not fantastic. And then this guy... Oh, there's several of them. In which case, we're going to give these guys a little poison capsule and a bit of fire, and they're going to be fine. We should add flamethrowers later, but the thing I want to do first is let's figure out how good landmines are against these bug holes. Yeah, because I reckon bugs coming out of bug holes running directly into a landmine area could be pretty funny. What's going on here? Are these attacking the bug hole? Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, I think these bug holes are enemy turrets, and any landmines we put too close are automatically detonating on the bug turrets for no damage because they're invulnerable. But other than that, let's see whether or not... Yeah, let's not go too close to the bug holes, but also, especially as all the bugs spawn at the same time... Okay, that one is... Yeah, especially as all the bugs spawn at the same time, having a whole lot of landmines... Landmines might do... Like, landmines are the other fantastic Petrochem-enabled AoE defense that will hit everything. And, yeah, that looked like it did exactly what it wanted to. In fact, how many landmines... That used one landmine? That destroyed the entire wave of dudes turning up for the cost of one landmine because it just happened to be in the correct position that detonated the entire wave when they arrived. And the same with... Yeah, this took us 2 landmines to deal with that entire wave. So we still don't necessarily want to put roboports here with bots replacing those landmines. I think I just want to replace those myself. Are these guys all... Yeah, these guys are all angry about things, but it's fine. They are not able to handle the landmines. The landmines are pretty great. How many? We've got another 100 landmines? Yeah, so we're going to use... We're going to drive back with the bots and put these landmines out ourselves in small intervals, because I think if we try and do it with roboports and automated supply, then we could very easily find ourselves in the position of okay, not some of these, not some of these. The bots trying to put out more landmines in the middle of an attack wave, which is going to be bad news for everyone. But that might be a decent number of... Yeah, so the bots on the right-hand side, maybe we pay attention. We've got radar. Have we put radar anywhere? I don't see us having put radar anywhere, so... Let's see if we can get radar on, say, this hill. Pick up these things. Yeah, we've got a lot of stone around the place, which is how we're going to deal with all of that. Yeah, you guys just keep turning all of that. Give me the stuff, give me more stuff. Can we have bots flying? It's probably steel? Steel. Okay. Which is a thing we're happy with, because probably somewhere over here, yeah. All the explosives are going to go in here. We have a bunch of steel. This lets us punch a bunch more bots into the queue. Yeah, let's start thinking about roboports as well, because we've got gears, roboports, and then we just need more green chips, which we were going to module more aggressively. If you guys get your prod mods, and then you also get a speed mod, and then we are sad about... sad about green chips because copper? That is not necessarily what I was expecting. But what I did want to do was, yeah, make sure you get more steel. Looks like we're just hand feeding that, and then make sure that we fully prod mod all of this stuff, because I don't think we are concerned about grid. And yeah, you... Okay, here we're going to go down to one lubricant plant that we are going to speed and prod. So, oh, and plastic also wants prod mods. So we can just ghost all of these in, and when we get around to picking them up later, we will do a better job of making sure that we have them. Okay, what were the other things that I wanted to say? Oh, I wanted to set up more power grid based on this light oil, didn't I? Because we need to make sure that we always have lubricant so we can keep this drill running. Because that's the thing that the entire mission is based on. I wanted to get all these rocks out of the way because at some point we're going to have to do... yeah, I was wondering whether or not we'd get these... whether the core extractor would spit stuff out into boxes, and it isn't. What it's doing instead is it's just kicking all of this mining around the outside that we would hit with drills like this and just mine everything. And then we have to figure out... yeah, we probably have to figure out a fully sushi way of processing everything that turns up off this belt, which is kind of cool. The first step of that is going to be... here are all my furnaces. I want to cook all this stone. I think we should have a pile of... yeah, we're getting a lot of red bullets and stuff through here as well, no big deal. Yeah, let's just cook all of this stuff into bricks. So when we get those bricks, we can combine it with the steel that we hopefully have. Maybe you guys even have steel? No, you're turning into landmines. So that we can get more of these furnaces. To get more of these bricks to eventually process all of this stuff. I think it looks like this thing is mining in a radius that... I think this one maybe needs to be up. Makes sure that we can do it with one ring of miners. But we might have to be careful here around this power pole, because we want to be able to mine every possible position, basically. Just because completionist, why not? Those guys are slightly... yeah, these guys are slightly suboptimally placed, but whatever. Things that I am fine with. Okay, power here. Power here. Yeah, how are we doing on how long it's taking us to... we are still... yeah, we're still really not hitting the oil as hard as we want to, and we are still also less than halfway on having the core extractor do everything that it needs to. And then, yeah, okay, we don't have any logic bots, we can just use that as storage, it's fine. Do we need these rocks? I don't even think we need these rocks. These are just what we're going to be using to make furnaces? I don't know. What do we want? We want these guys to not be here, thanks. Sucks to be them. Yeah, I think that's probably what this last objective is going to be. It's going to be the leader that we antagonize when we have suitably vibrated the area with this drill. I think that's what I'm expecting to happen. These guys... these two sides are on the inside. This one wants to be on the outside. And then maybe we could just... yeah, maybe we could just fully smelt... do a full sushi smelting thing. Kick more of... do I want 20? I don't think I want 20 more stone furnaces, whatever. We're just going to deal with it. It's going to be fine. The thing I did want is to make more power grid that uses some of this light oil. And also maybe... the... maybe also... the gas? What are we doing that will actually vent... maybe you should be limited. What are we doing that actually vents gas long term? Because... yeah, what are we taking from this area into the next? Oh, we've got 22 We've got 22 flamethrower turrets. That's probably enough. Maybe engines are a thing we're putting into the next area, although not that many of them. I also would like to have on me, yeah, a lot of repair packs, because we have the bots now, and we've got things like flamethrower turrets that we would rather not lose. Yeah, I wanted to do a power grid thing, didn't I? So let's grab all our gears, let's grab all our pipe, let's see if we've got storage space to grab all of this iron, which we are now kind of turning into steel and engines and things like that as well. Yeah, those guys are fine. Oh, we're getting an attack wave over here. Does that mean that we have... I don't remember paying attention to this side of the base for a while, which I think means if these guys go away, it might be time. Yeah, we're just going to let the bots repair all of that stuff, and then I think maybe we've run out of landmines over here. No, these landmines are good and fine, and these landmines are also good and fine, so the landmine thing is doing super fantastic work. Okay, we're happy with that. Okay, the thing we did want, 24 furnaces? Sure, that means we're going to need another 20 burner miners and then 40 or so engines, and we're going to build some more power grid here, which is going to do something else with the gas we are picking up. There aren't any new bug holes, I don't believe, so I don't know why we're getting attacked in that part of the base. I also don't want to get caught out here when the bugs spawn, because they are still pretty angry. I just kind of want to leave them some presents. Are those ones too close? Yes. I just kind of want to leave them some presents, and then not have to think about them so much later. Okay, you get in here. Great. Okay, let's go and figure out how this... Do I need more flamethrowers? I'm going to plan on not needing more flamethrowers. We could also... Oh, we've built... I think I had at least one rubber port in my handcrafting queue, which means I can now give... We can have some bots here. They can have a storage chest, and now the bots can just take care of repairing things, which is going to repair the walls as well, which is not as good, and it means that bots are going to head out as these attacks happen, as Spit is arriving, which is also not as good. Whatever, I wanted gears. Gears are over here, and we've got 25 in the queue, which means, okay, I need pipes as well. We've got 35 in the queue, 40, 45, that should be the number of engines we want to build the power grid over here that we want to. But the thing is, we also, yeah, I don't think we're going to set up any heavy oil cracking. Do I want, let's just make these guys faster as well, because why not? Yeah, give me the explosives. I don't think I want, do I want more bots? I've got 19 bots. I think that's going to be fine. I want the prod mods because we want to make sure that everything has its prod mods. Okay. Continue getting rid of the steel, and then let's try and figure out... Okay. I think we want some amount of coal that's coming out of this thing, but I don't know if we're getting all that. We should still have some amount of coal, but I don't know how much coal. Because... Actually, if all of this is statistically independent, if we're getting all four kinds of things, we won't need to worry about the kind, like the coal should keep up. Because when we are smelting everything, we need vastly less coal for fuel than everything else that's getting smelted. Or did I just pick up? I did. That's pretty silly. Okay, I think we're just going to go a couple of boxes here. You guys... Oh no, you guys are all... Oh, I guess but this is the thing we can use the this is the thing we can use the housebots for. They've got something useful that they can do now. Congratulations. Okay. Yeah, all of this... You give me some of this back so we can spread it around. Upgrade these dudes. Have this stuff also output into boxes, I guess. Make sure you're filled up. Do I want rocket fuel for my car? maybe I want rocket fuel for my car. That would actually be a pretty easy thing to do at this point. Yeah, I think with the way we're going to get the power... Because the other thing I'm thinking of is, like, we do want to be defending here, or rather defending out where all of these bug holes are, but this map is definitely set up to say that this here is a fallback position. And so I think what we want to do is, okay, let's get a very wave defense pattern of these guys. Okay. We've got the loud music track again. I didn't actually want it here, I just wanted to be able to get a blueprint of it. We're just gonna make tile? Sure. Okay, where are we? We're just gonna have that in our inventory, it doesn't matter. Yeah, can we get... Here, that's actually down here is a position where we can get, because I think for these other places all of these cliffs are in the way, whereas here, can we actually... I think we could actually build the power plant down here. That's a wild idea. Okay. If we can get bot range on it. Excuse me? Okay. So I think the way we get bot range on it, having decided that that's what we're going to do, is... Yeah, Roboport here. Do I have Roboports? I need more red ships. I would also like to not see this in my inventory, thanks. Green ships, cool. Everyone here is more or less happy. Give me these red ships and these prop mods. Yeah, because this should let us now, if we can find the gears we want, and then also the steel we want, we should be able to make another 3 Roboports. Okay, fantastic. Because then somewhere over here, we are going to need pipes for both the light oil and the gas, having talked about how we need to vent both of these things depending on what we've got too much of. Interesting. Okay. And yeah, then I wanted to be able to have... Here are some things. You can have all of this power grid that we got, and then we want the blueprint. Yeah, let's do this on the map so we can scroll around a bit. I made 24 of these, didn't I? That's 24. This is the size of the power grid we have just made, which is kind of wild. All of that is within build range, which is cool. Okay, so let's get rid of these guys, because we actually need this in a different place. Oh, we didn't put the power poles in the middle of it. That was kind of silly. And then I think also we're going to just drop this one and put it on the end over here. Can we build these 3? I don't know if we can build those 3 or not. We're going to find out. We are going to need... We're going to need bots to have belt as well. We're going to need bots to have these power poles. That's going to be within... Oh yeah, so it does look like these guys are definitely within build range. We are going to need to make sure that bots have these big power poles. So let's do all of that. There's the box right here. Belt, some power poles, other power poles. You got the inserters, you got all of the grid. Yeah, I think we actually need more power poles of several kinds. I think that's, especially as we know that one of the things we want going from one area to the next is a whole lot of power poles to re-enable the, why don't you have red chips? You guys, why aren't you, oh, copper. Fascinating. I believe in one of the previous... Do I have 3? I've left all 3 cars on the map. Hilarious. I think in one of the previous areas... Not this area. This area was not letting that much copper out, even though it has copper we can mine. But I think in one of the other areas... Yeah, this box here. We had a box that was buffering copper. I think we spin that round. And so now we also unpack this copper onto the belt when there's space. There might not always be. It's fine. if the chips need, yeah, if they need the green chips, we're just going to do that. It's going to be fine. These guys are productivity bonus. Yeah, we wanted to be, yeah, this light oil is filling up. We need to start venting it into a power grid. I've got 10 of these guys. I am also tempted to say, yeah, we're going to go 2 of these on gas into solid fuel. We're then going to go 4 of these of light oil into solid fuel. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And then we have these guys don't need better inserters than this, so they're not going to get it. And then without my bots, because we're going to take this whole thing and drop it. Yeah, let's get rid of these 2 bits of belt. And let's drop it here. I think that's going to be fine. And then the water we also needed to get through. The bots had this. But we were... Oh, they need regular pipes? Okay. Then we also need to be able to get... There's space for 2 here. Yeah, we've kind of made the gas a little bit awkward. But also whatever. They'll be fine. The gas was this one, which happens to already be in the exact right line to get over this cliff, through this little gap, and then here, which is super awkward, but we will make it work. It's going to be fine. And then on this bit of this cliff is where we can have light oil moved into that new power grid. Okay, spread these guys out again. Do you still have all the explosives? I've got more explosives. I've still got steel. We're making all the power grid ourselves. Yeah, okay. We're gonna do this badly. We are going to pick up these guys and just walk them over to the belt that has, yeah, the box that accesses the rubber port network. Okay, and maybe we should also do something about these guys. And by that I mean, okay, let us design a smelter that will smelt everything. I think we want to go use filters stone blacklist, because having stone in these could jam up a whole pile of stuff the nasty way. So this here and here, why not? And then let's do the same thing on the other side as an output belt and just roll this thing around. And then we're going to have extra... Yeah, we also don't have those inserters yet. I'm not super concerned about that. And we also have a whole lot more stone than we need. Yeah, let's get a couple of... Sure, just like pack out the handcrafting queue. It's going to be fine. Even though we don't really need the wall, and we've got all of this iron as well. Do we need more plastic? Probably at some point we're going to need more plastic, yeah? You can also have all of this stuff. Sure, whatever. Did I want... Yeah, these guys were where this iron was going to go. You are still just running? Okay, sure. Let's have the cars. Actually, let's also just quickly do a little landmines check, although I am gonna hover over... Yeah, I thought we might be seeing bugs quickly, but this landmines plan continues to just deal with these bug outposts super well. Okay, bots. Yeah, that was what we were trying to avoid. So with these guys, Are these guys struggling with their pathing because we were mean to their friends and put all these landmines around and just made sure everyone was destroyed? Because it looks like there were a couple of bots there that were just struggling with the idea that all of their friends appeared from the bug holes and then exploded on the minefield. We're still concerned about the amount of oil we have. We just need more. So we should be slowing everything down with the productivity and using as little crude oil as we can. I mean, okay, so firing all the steel into this dude and making all of the flamethrower fuel is not a great use of steel, but whatever, we're still going to do that. We did limit these guys. Yeah, I think we want to go to... I think we want to change this guy to speed modules, and what we're going to try and do... we need more iron for that dude. That's unexpected. Things that are unexpected. Yeah, we've got some iron here. Maybe we're just not getting enough iron through the earlier stages, although the amount of yellow ammo here says maybe we don't actually need to be making so much yellow ammo in the earlier stages of the map. Oh well, never mind, we're not going to worry about it. I think what we want is that, like, if we put an assembler here making blue chips, which is a thing we can do now, 1 prod, 1 speed? Sure. Because what I'm thinking is, we have our pump jacks that are speed 1 moduled, and one of the, filling up these tanks with oil. I think, don't know whether or not we need more tanks, maybe not, but that's one of the major bottlenecks we're experiencing with this situation at the moment. So what if we instead of that had a speed 2s in our... Yeah, what if we instead had speed 2s in our pump jacks, for which we would need a box here and a box here. Actually, let's do this in a cheekier way. Let's do inputs on this side, outputs here. You have all things, you have, something like that. And then we can be really nasty and just go output. Okay, where is my belt? Oh, this guy used to be my belt assembler, and then we made 22 flamethrowers. I think I do want some flamethrowers to take into the next area as well. You have all those flamethrowers, keep going with that. That's like another 10 turrets or something. But I would like belt, which is actually down here. Oh, and we've also finished the handcrafting, all that stuff, which means we can now get around to finding some plates and some of these things and handcrafting a bunch of inserters so that we can get that power grid moving when we want to. But the plan of having the belt here is we can run it like so. Maybe you output there and you input here, and then we're going to do a cheeky thing where that's just going to sushi down here all the way to this guy needing blue chips and this guy having the blue chips. I don't know whether or not you need a speed module in, like, you're probably still going to be limited by the rate at which blue chips come out, aren't you? Because we are making 0.8 a second. Yeah, you are still going to be limited by the rate of blue chips, but this means that we can upgrade our pump jack speed modules to 2s, and yeah, we are not seeing much iron coming through this at all. Does that mean the first area is jammed? It does mean that the first area is jammed on coal, yes. So what we're going to do about that is just delete these two. Actually, if we did... Yeah, so now the coal is running past, which means that these mixed miners will be able to get their stuff out, which might also mean that, yeah, maybe we empty this buffer as well. This might just give us like a long transient function, which is fine, because this means we'll still get more iron out here. Okay, happy with all of that. And then, yeah, because you needed iron as well just to keep all of that going. Does that mean you guys have got green chips in here? Because if you have green chips, and there's a whole pile of coal, and then I've got the inserters, okay, so we can go on to the next thing, which is cool. Yeah, give you all of the green chips, and then it's not acid, it's sulfur, because we have Aha, we have connected some pipes. Oh, is it down here? Yes. Does that? I think that just means we just get rid of this guy and put it over this side. Yeah, and then we get rid of that pipe. These two guys can disappear. Move some of these inserters down here. Move some of these power balls around. You also... Oh yeah, you're connected to down here, so that's fine. Things that are fine, and then this system here should now be the gas, and I don't think we lost... We were not separated there. We had enough lubricant that the core never slowed down, which is cool. And now we should just be able to give... give these bots the inserters they want. I will take that. I will have... Yeah, you guys have all of that. Give me the solid fuel, because I can actually use that in my car. You know what else we can have? Seeing the combinations of things we've got just sitting in these chests, we can have, and we're just going to do a nasty thing here, because of course we can have ourselves a whole pile of slowdown capsules. We could have... Yeah, slowdown and poser capsules. We've already got some of these. We're going to make some more. Maybe we should just automate these straight off the belt, but I don't particularly want to. Anyway, if all of these guys get fuel, then we should just be able to have... Yeah, have all this stuff appear. And, you know, cool. I think I want to go... Because we've got both coal and stone to worry about as a surplus, in addition to all of this stuff just being whatever. And I don't think we can control the ratios of what comes out of this thing. We've just got to enjoy having it. So, maybe we want to turn this into some green chips. If we go... Are you guys all done? Were you doing anything? Oh, that's... Yep. My bad. I wanted you guys to process this out. Cool, thanks. Okay, so all of that's going. We're still getting stone out of here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go... These guys... Whitelist on stone. Actually, what I should do... Yes. These guys are going to go whitelist on stone and coal. And then we should be able to just... is this... 16. This is not quite a full belt of processing, is it? But if we did that... yeah, let's set this up again. If we had... no, actually, they do need to be fast inserters for the outputs, don't they? If we just had a couple of guys here and here, but nearly, but not quite, because as well as that, this last tile could slow everything down. I think what we can do about that is just sushi all of this over here. This has a problem if we back up now. We now just back up and make the entire system incredibly unhappy. Let's get some... Oh, we've already got full stacks of shotgun shells, so I guess we're not doing that. So we now have a belt of full sushi, which we cannot afford to let stop in any way. But also everything will be floating past, and we're also going to have a surplus of coal floating around as well. But we shouldn't have the sushi jamming everything up. I think what I want to do is... Yeah, this power grid is also already running. Okay, fine. We're going to go... Inserters here that are going to filter for coal. Specifically. You guys all get to run, congratulations, and then this coal is running this way, underground, up to this cliff area where we have this power grid, and we are going to... which way is... That is going to force the side load we want. So now this coal should take priority in this power grid over the light oil, which we are also trying to vent. But we have also still given ourselves a sushi that will jam up. So I think we're also just going to go... yeah, where's the thing that we wanted? Right. If this sushi jams up, then we are super unhappy. So I think we can do, with these poles, we can do... Yeah, we can do groups of 3. So this is how much of an item buffer we can have. I see a whole bunch of blink turrets. No, we're actually fine. No one is concerned at all. Things are good. That is how things are supposed to be. We can have, yeah, just this... do I want to go double... Let's actually go double chests, because we also still have the power pole range for it. And then these guys can also get back in here and fill up. Do you have... Let's just continue making roboports. We're going to continue to have our roboport coverage. We've got 19 bots. That's more than we can use. 10 bots is... I'm going to have some bots in case we lose them. But we now also just have roboport coverage. And... yeah, we need to process out this bank of materials before everything backs up and dies. So that's super cool. Ways we're going to do that include... Yeah, give me these back, I guess. Yeah, we're going to need more green chips, of which we have some, but not many. Cool. Gears are what we need. Give me these gears. Why are you guys not... Because you're not getting out this iron. These guys have also... Yeah. This base is not fantastic, but I don't think we ever expected it to be. Yeah, you have the rest of that. How many of these guys... We've got 6, and then we're just waiting on blue chips, which we're waiting on red chips. Okay, fine. And then the red chips are also waiting on iron, for which we are still doing pipes things. I guess if we are... We're also still making flamethrower turrets as well. This is also reasons why all of that is taking a while, whatever. Okay. Oh, we've got a lot of... This is, I mean, having this many landmines feels kind of great. Okay, things we wanted to get... Yeah, I think we're going to go get most of these things out of the way. Move... Okay, we can't actually move either of those. That's kind of frustrating. Sure, whatever. We're just going to repower all of the stuff again. It's going to be fine. Okay, because we wanted... another storage box, which takes red chips, which I don't have. Super cool, enjoying that a whole lot. Give me some of these. Give me these green chips. Give me the... Do we have red chips? Because I will want some storage chests. Even though I'm pretty sure we had some storage chests. We need to make sure this storage chest has no stone in it. Because what we're going to do is go storage chest here for actually this stone. And now we can have bots delete these bits of stone, and bots can have a good time taking that stone to this chest, which gets cooked by these guys that have a lot of fuel into this stone. This stone can exit into a chest that's here that can make a wall, and then also here can be a chest from which we can just try and grab any more stone. Yeah, give me these things back. You have all the stone. Do I have... I think I'm going to want some more furnaces. We're going to kick some more furnaces into the queue, because why not? Okay. Yeah, you guys... Power here. You get making me stone. You also just... I kind of would have liked you to be a provider chest, but also whatever. So now we've got a nice way to use up all the stone that comes past. We would like some green chips as well, just to be taking things off these belts, because we are actually already pushing things. Yeah, we need this to be running full-time, and it is not. Cool, cool. Just normal sushi things. Are we concerned about that at all? No, actually we're not, it's fine. Okay, yeah, you're running all the green chips over here. We have all the green chips we need. You've got everything you need. Did we... Sulfuric acid is full, but we also, yeah, this is... We are in a situation where the sulfuric acid is going to run out of that stuff at some point and be super unhappy about things. Never mind, let's figure out which of these pump jacks is actually slowing us, or is doing the best work. 7, 4, 8, 8, 4. Yeah, a lot of these are not very good. Where's the 7? This is the 7, and then we've got there's a 6, and then a nothing, and then the rest are 4. So we have upgraded those modules, but we are not super happy about it. We're just going to be spending a little bit of a while trying to get all the oil we want. Do we have... Bots are going to go and repair a bunch of things. They're going to go put a bunch of turrets back. Do I still have turrets? I still have another 36 turrets. They will be a thing we will need when we go into a new area, just to help secure the area super quickly. Okay. That's all fine. I was going to go and do a landmines run. I have just seen the bug spawn, except, yeah, some of these spots are happy enough that they are just immediately deleting the bugs when they spawn. We did put a whole pile... Yeah, we put a full belt of smelting on this, which means this is going to be compact, which is a little bit of an issue, but I think we want to have these two guys also helping us make steel, so we don't have to worry about them grabbing anything from this belt, but the only thing we want them to grab from here is the fuel. And if we go like so, then we've got another 2 furnaces also helping us to make steel, and I believe there should be enough space on this belt. It can't go there. Okay, this guy's gonna have to go underground, but there should be enough space left on these belts for us to be able to fit all the steel here. I actually think we want to do... How many mining drills did we put down? 21? I think we want to do this differently, actually. I think we want to see if we can do this with fewer drills. Because... Okay, that one's going to need to stay. I don't see us struggling for... Like, I see the problem here being everything backs up and then dies because it's, like, too busy. I don't see there being a problem with there being too much... I don't think we're going to struggle for the rate at which this mines. I think we're going to struggle for the rate at which this processes out and jams up. And so spreading these guys out a bit more still gets us full coverage. I think we're still mining everything faster than the core extractor is spitting it out. Probably. But we also still just want to be... We actually want to be increasing our grid usage at this point. Because... Yeah, because we are... Yeah, we are really cranking out the materials here. How close are we to... That's not what I wanted to look at. I wanted to know... the fact that also that materials are drifting through here means we are probably putting stuff... Probably some of our other buffer chests are full. We are... Okay, we are less than halfway towards the oil storage, which is a little bit of an issue. Because we are nearly 5/6 of the way towards the number of extractor cycles we want. Yeah, this is all fine and cool. Everything else is just ending up in these boxes over here, which I think we are fine with. I think I would like to be able to grab from somewhere the steel. Maybe from here we're going to try and say grab steel, because the steel is one of the things that we seem to need to use a lot. But then also, are these... Yeah, these guys are just full with steel. Full with steel, full with red ammo, filled with yellow ammo. Yeah, maybe we just have... So we're not... Yeah, we're not getting the sum... Okay, if we're not getting as much copper through, does that mean we... I think it's going to be fine. I think we just bung all the copper in here. We don't worry about it. Do I want... I kind of want more refineries, of which means we need pipe. We're going to scoop some of this stuff off the belt. Did we give you things yet? Because we might need... We're now starting to think about materials we would take to the next area. Does this mean we want a lot more bots? I think this means we want more bots, which means I think we need to take all of these guys, chuck them into the electric engine unit, because I guess also with 4% productivity, that was never really doing all that much for us. We're still taking damage somewhere. Oh yeah, we never put any flamethrowers over this side. Let's do something about that. Let's make sure this guy has a bad time. And then, oh, we actually put these flamethrowers in front of all the other turrets. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I just want to move these around a little bit. We're going to take all the bullets out. We're going to grab ourselves some inventory space. And then with all of these bullets out, we should be able to... Are we still in main build range of the rest of the base? Because that could be an interesting thing. Never mind. What we want to do is just going to grab this whole thing here and just drop it in here. We're just going to have... everything. We did 3. That's why we had... Yeah, we only want 2 of these guys out the front, so that these gun turrets are in the same range as... Yeah, so that these gun turrets are just as forwards as the other flamethrower turrets for which they are doing their defensive work. I've got the wall. Make sure I have the wall, and then also let's continue running flamethrowers over. Let's keep running the roboports over as well, because why not? Like here is a place where, you know, roboport coverage, great, it's good, we like it. Let's have these guys here not exist, so that we can get some flamethrowers and have some flamethrowers here instead. Yeah, we like that. And then just here is a spot where... Okay, yeah, let's do that differently. Let's go there and there. We're going to spread those guys out a bit. I've got underground belts. Other bots also have underground belts. I want all this ammunition, and we're just going to put all this ammunition, you know, in the gun turrets. Gun turrets enjoy having ammunition. The turrets at the back, we're going to make sure these guys all have red ammo, except for a couple, because we've still got, as it turns out, a vast amount of yellow ammo. Do you guys need defending? Probably not. I think we're going to presume that it's fine. Can we... Is this a better way to be driving through here? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. A lot of bullets that we hopefully don't need. You've still got 2 repair packs? Okay. Yeah, can we get... How many more of these? We've still got 2 of these modules, and then we're waiting on... You're waiting on green ships, which we maybe could belt all the way over here. I don't know. I think we're just going to grab... Yeah, it's not actually that many, is it? Which is good, because I want to make sure that we can... I'm still worried about moving to some other area, and then everything else backing up, and it being a little bit of a problem. But that's going to give us... Yeah, we've got a lot of these guys at the moment. We do actually need... I think we're just going to go... There we go. Now you can get green chips from multiple places, and we're probably fine. And then we can take this one other speed module too. This is not worth. Oh well. Yeah, we're still just pushing out this oil, I guess. Let's do another landmines run. Yeah. Okay, so bots are picking up some more of those rock skin, which is nice. Pretty happy that I changed the music volume. I'm still probably going to have to experiment with that later. Everything is still backing up with just a whole lot of wall, a whole lot of bricks, a whole lot of, yeah, things we're processing out of this, which overall I think we're pretty happy with. I think the thing we do want to do is make sure in here that we actually have a chest buffer for this coal instead of just, yeah, to make sure this coal can get somewhere, because we are currently making vastly more coal than we need, which is not a thing I'm necessarily super happy about. We've got to do something with this coal. Actually, you know what we should do with this coal? Rather than just putting it in these chests and putting it in the other power grid, yeah, I think what we're going to try and do is, here's some green chips, here's some steel. We've got a lot of steel. Here's a whole lot of batteries. You know what we can make with green chips and steel and batteries? And I'm wondering if there's a place we can just straight up automate this and put these back on the belt. It would be over here if we did. I think this is the thing we're going to set up when we leave, is laser turrets. We have everything we need for laser turrets, and laser turrets are pretty famously a bit of a dog on the power grid. However, that's a good thing when we are trying to use up surplus light oil and surplus coal. This light oil is backing up. As long as the lubricant is going up, I think we're still happy with it. Yeah, keep grabbing these guys, keep turning these into bots, which needs flying frames, which needs batteries. Not surprised that we need batteries now, because we did just kick off a whole laser turret build. So yeah, more bots. I can have just a handcrafting queue that's actually pretty happy and overall pretty good. Now that we're using, if we're doing laser things, I think we also want to be expanding those limits as well. And then I think we're also, we're getting all the iron we want through now, but we're not getting enough copper, which is a thing I am still kind of fine with. Okay, where are my green chips? We are nearly at having done enough core extraction to anger the parent beast. It does say neutralize the threat. Oh wait, there's a pop-up here as well. It's the same pop-up. Let's make some noise, yeah. We're just gonna hang around until I think we've got pretty much everything we want to do done, other than just getting this beast here and then, you know, giving it the good old engineer hello. I wonder if we can grab some more of these rocks. Oh wait, not with my bots. I specifically wanted that to be doing that with their bots. I think we find a hotbar that doesn't have anything on it. Hotbar number 5 looks like it's going to be a good candidate, because yeah, I think there's going to be a whole pile of stuff we want, because we know that the turrets, even though we have the laser turrets, let's also make sure that we are continuing to feed the laser turrets with everything they need. Yeah, they do need a lot of steel, don't they? Yeah, this stone is going in this box over here. And then I've got a whole pile of stone for wall I don't want, whatever. Yeah, even though we've got the turrets, I imagine that these laser turrets also have their activation delay, which means we are not really going to disabled by script. Yeah, that little timer thing, which means we are going to struggle to do any kind of combat that involves putting a bunch of turrets down. So I don't think we're going to be fighting this, let's just call it a boss monster, in a turrets-based way. And then, yeah, realizing that one of the tier 2 speed modules over there, another one was in this blue chips, which I was fine with because we've rushed out a bunch of blue chips now, and that's all cool. Yeah, batteries can have that stuff. Yeah, we're going to go set up a hotbar with the capsules we want. And then also I wanted slowdown capsules, because slowdown capsules are really good. I don't, yeah, even against stompers. Let's repurpose this assembler to make some slowdown capsules and then just hand feed it steel and green chips. Give me all this stuff. Give me the steel, the green chips, the coal, green chips, steel. Yeah, you just keep going with that. These guys also keep going. Lasers doing things. Lasers struggling to do things because bugs are dead before they get in range. That's a problem I'm happy for them to have. Okay, let's go and put some modules in pump jacks. I think we have it. I was trying to figure out why my deep core extractor was not working, and it might just be that it's done. Yeah, I was looking at this cross here and trying to figure out why this deep core drill was not escalating and, yeah, like not advancing, and might just be that we have found the boss monster we need to. Oh wait, we should go over and check whether or not on this terminal the last goal is in fact defeat enemy, arachnid boss number 1. Okay, there may be multiple of these bosses. Maybe some of them are on this level, maybe some of them are elsewhere. How do we want to do this? I think we first just drive at the... Give me the stuff, give me the other stuff. We've got a pile of landmines, we've got a whole bunch of stuff on the hotbar that's generally pretty useful. Give me some more of these things. Where did... Oh, I've got all 3 cars. We did in fact not make the rocket fuel, but we do have the solid fuel. And I wonder if we can figure out... Yeah, give me these. What are you guys waiting for? Steel? Are we going to hand feed that as well? I guess we are. We no longer have... Yeah, the modules were in silly places, so that's dealt with, whatever. Are you just waiting on coal? You are. We can probably do that better as well. Whatever. Never mind. Not super concerned. Yeah. First, let's go and check out whether or not slowdown capsules work on... Yeah, let's not be putting bots anywhere. Where is this dude? Let's go check whether or not slowdown capsules work, because if they do, they could be in for a rough time. Yeah. So slowdown capsules... Oh, and also they... yeah, so unfortunate noises for us when... Also, the boss is separate to the wave spawns. The boss just turns up, and then... Yeah, these guys still sucks to be them. That's what I can do just by myself. So the bosses... I wonder what happens if when the boss... Oh, these guys are still here. Sucks to be them as well. They are getting stunned by the landmines. The boss has a lot of health. Maybe. I mean, we can just set them on fire. This is probably still fine. Probably tells us how much health they have. Oh, they have a lot of health. Which is also fine. Let's use some defender capsules. And let's use some landmines, because they're coming at us reasonably slowly. I don't really want to find out how much damage they will do, but... Yeah, they could be in a pretty rough spot. In fact... let's just have some more... I mean, yes, these turrets are going to have cooldown issues as well. Where are you going, buddy? Come back here. Have a landmine. Have the defender robots. Have more defender robots? Why don't you have any ammunition? You should have some ammunition. Have a slowdown capsule. Have more of my shotguns. This is a totally normal thing. I wonder whether I can just place... more landmines underneath them, and I wonder if they're so stunned that we can just turn on the bots and have the bots put the landmines back. Is this what this fight is supposed to look like? Are we doing a thing? Is this gameplay? I mean, the health is going down, right? Yeah, we're definitely doing some work. I mean, I feel pretty bad for them. Oh, it also looks like... It looks like the, Okay, so we've run out of bullets. Not super concerned about that. Yeah, we're just going to keep shooting it with our shotgun. We've still got ammunition. And also the stun on the landmines is also going to do a pile of work. You do not get to interrupt us. We're having a little party by ourselves here. I think the boss monster is also trying to spawn... I think they're trying to spawn... I'm going to run out of landmines. I think the boss monster is also trying to spawn monsters themselves, which is a kind of fun thing. So we've run out of landmines. We're still going to just give you... Yeah, have a couple of slowdown capsules, deal with that for a while. I do want to try coming back at some later point and seeing what happens with various other kinds of strategies as well. Are you coming at us? Because I think you should. I think you should come over here. In particular, I think you should come into these... Oh, I should have got more bullets, shouldn't I? Given that we've got 1,000 red bullets around the place. Yeah, we're going to let this guy come at us just a little bit more. And while they are presumably stunned, have another slowdown capsule just cause, we're going to remember that somewhere in here, we've got a large number of red and yellow bullets, which I will be able to clean out my storage by emptying these into a boss monster, which is going to be fine. Maybe we should look at... I mean, because we've also not looked at what resistances this boss has. And you're trying to get in on the turrets. Oh, you can one-shot the turrets. Of course you can. That makes a degree of sense. Let's just get all of these guys out here. Let's have this continuing to work as well. I think you are going to have a couple of issues with... Oh, these guys. Okay, well, we did kill the boss monster. We've been surprised by a couple of these other guys as well, but I don't even think I mind. Did we lose too many turrets? We lost a turret, which we can definitely afford to lose. We have killed the boss monster, I believe. And so maybe now we are just down to the rates at which we can connect oil. I think we should check in with the terminal. I'm pretty happy that went reasonably well, although we didn't really achieve the goals of clearing out the ammunition from the storage, but never mind. Yeah, we're going to put all these landmines back. Yeah, here we go. We have completed the deep mining. We've defeated the arachnid boss. We just need to wait until we connect enough oil into those tanks. So now we're just kind of hanging out. I don't know what this SD is doing in my chat. Whatever. It would be nice if this could run again. I was kind of hoping that this would continue to run. Maybe that's a thing we get once we complete this area and move on, which basically means we are now interested in... Yeah, do we want... You know what? Give me these back. Yeah, we've now got to think about putting things on the belt and moving them to the next area, which means I think we want to take all this stuff away. Like, the defensive situation we are pretty happy with. I think we've got... Yeah, do we then also want other things we can take with us into the next area? Grab all these engine productions back. Yeah, things we can take with us into the next area that will do... Yeah, that will be helpful in setting up an area quickly, especially now we have the robots. So I think I want all of this stuff back. You guys ran out of coal. That's interesting. I don't know what I want to do. I know I want to put those in the pump jacks. Those are just things we've got to keep moving. I needed coal for the plastic. You guys have got coal. I think the long-term thing we want to do about this, especially if the plastic is here, if you go underground, which is going to put a bunch of stuff all over the place in a way that's going to be annoying, we can have an inserter here that specifically checks for coal. Because we do have some coal coming through the system, and then if we limit this to 2 stacks, then we can in fact have plastic coming through here forever from the stuff that, yeah, the coal that should eventually be making its way through. The thing is, we've also got to get it past the explosives, which is kind of fine. Can I have some more underground belts? Yeah, we're going to need belt and underground belt. we're probably going to need a long... Are we going to keep making acid here? Are we going to keep making blue chips? Because we are moving the oil to the next section. Maybe we just make the red chips here, put the red chips on the belt, figure out what we're going to do with the rest of it later. I want to belt a couple of these things. I think landmines should go on the belt, because they are, like, defending by the holes, definitely working a lot better than, you know, building the turrets and stuff. And you're going to destroy my landmines. I dislike that. Why don't you walk over a landmine? I'm sure you will. There you go. Enjoy it. And then just drive over your spit, whatever. Oh, these guys. Whatever. Yeah. We got a little bit of time left. I think we're going to skip by a chunk of it. And then also just... Yeah, you exploded. And there's just, like, a lot of art on the ground, which the frame rate does not like. Can we put some landmines over here with the hope of... Yep, that was a semi-expected jump scare. We lost a couple of... Get back in here. Yeah, we lost a couple of landmines as expected. We didn't really lose a bot. Also, losing bots at this point is fine because we've had them in the queue for ages. This guy's going to float back here, yeah. And we're just going to make sure that the landmines are topped up, with the work on putting fuel in the tanks, and then figure out how to reorganize some bits of them all. There we go. So that we can be putting things on the belt and pushing them into the new area. Yeah, I think we're gonna call the episode here, because we are just waiting on this oil to happen. And yeah, these SD messages, I think these are probably a debugging thing. It's a new mod stuff as we work on. Yeah, we had to add more buffers over here just to have places to store stuff, because we've just got a huge amount of stuff that's already... Yeah, we're eventually going to be connecting up these belts and connecting up these belts and having inserters. In fact, probably what we want to do is have an inserter over here that's not powered, that we can make sure isn't... Yeah, so we can assign filters. What we're probably going to do is go override stack size 1 so that we don't flood the belt, and then apply this to these inserters pulling out of these boxes, and also so that we can apply to these inserters to get their stack size. So that we can move all these things to the next area without flooding the belt too much. And we're pretty much done here. Yeah, we've packed up a lot of this mall stuff. The green chips and coils are being moved across to move the red belts, which are now also just going back on the belt, so we're going to have red chips in the new area. The handcrafting queue is filled with a bunch of cool stuff we're enjoying. We are putting landmines. Let's make landmines faster. What could go wrong? Yeah, we're putting landmines on... Yeah, with speed module 2s, sure, that's fine. We're putting landmines on this belt as well. I don't think we're going to be changing my mind. We are, in fact, going to be making some more flamethrower fuel, but we'll pick that up as well. And yeah, just kind of getting around to packing up the stuff, and then being in a position to, yeah, turn these guys around later to unpack into the next area. And yeah, how are we getting these belts out? These belts will be able to... This also wants to do the stack size 1 thing, and we'll want to do something like this so we can let this belt out at a manageable rate. This core extractor has not turned back on, and My vibes say that it probably should, but I don't know. Like, I was expecting this to be permanent infinite materials, because we kind of need that if we're moving on, but also no big deal if we're not. Maybe we don't want to be advertising this position to monsters anymore. Yeah, we're just gonna wait for that oil processing to tick up. We've got all the modules in. We've got radars around so we can adjust things, and then we've got a bunch of inserters we can turn around when we are ready to move over to the next area. And yeah, that's gonna be it for today. We're just gonna wait for this to pile up in the background. And yeah, you've got to be careful when you're giving landmines and other Petrochem things to Death World speedrun specialists, because they'll do nasty things to your boss monsters. And yeah, good times. Destroyed a big bug. It was fun.